guys, it's your boy Jeameave back in with Views from the Heart, and today I got a 2011 Porsche Panamera courtesy of Carlux. Now, this is actually the first year of when Porsche introduced the Panamera, and it came with a lot of mixed reviews, especially in terms of its design, styling, and cues. But personally, I actually really enjoy how it looks, and to me, all I think about is an elongated 911 with the possibility for 4 passengers in a family saloon, which still have Porsche heritage. Sign me up, please, because it's not a truck, it's a sedan. This is my first Porsche car that's not a truck. So let's go ahead and jump on and see what this bad boy's all about. Let's go ahead and get it. So what's this like driving a 2011 Porsche Panamera? Now, this is the base model in terms of the trim offering levels. This means it has the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6, which is pushing 300 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. Sorry, excuse me, 297 pound-feet of torque. I was still thinking of the Infinity we did yesterday. Excuse me, 297 pound-feet of torque. And, you know, it's funny because this V6 is actually a derivative of the 4.8 liter naturally aspirated V8 found in like the 4S and the higher trim in the GTS trim. So it actually shares a lot of the same technology, but I see sort of a straightaway here, so. Oh, I'm so blind. But that was a now the thing with the Panamera is that even though this is the base model, this still has Porsche PDK. And as you guys, I don't know if you noticed just now, but I actually did one gear change there, and that was pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time with Porsche PDK. So let's see, we're gonna do a little bit more of a pull here again and see how the transmission shifts. It shifts. It's not blisteringly fast, but it's quick. It's definitely far faster than when I did the Cayenne. Definitely worlds better than that. And like I said, it seems like it correlates with the RPM of the vehicle. It seems like the higher the RPM, the quicker the shifts, obviously. So I guess it goes with the shift logic. And I'm not even in sport mode. Yes, exactly. So let's see if. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yep. That definitely changed the transmission logic right there. And to see, the thing that's confusing to me is when it comes to Porsche, they have everything literally where the shift lever is, and there's a million buttons here, and I think it's very let's just say if you're not used to the car, like let's say you're just jumping in like me, you're definitely be here like you know, like you're some sort of geriatric kind of looking like, okay, this does that, this and so on and so forth, which is kind of funny in and of itself because like I said, the design layout is appealing, it does look good, but it's very busy. I mean, there's literally off the top I can see at least 15 buttons here. Which is has its pros and cons, you know, because it's funny because people always complain about, especially when car makers go to like touchscreen base and have it, you know, in different layers and screens, things like that, people complain about that. But then when you want something tangible to touch, immediately you gotta have a physical button. But then it becomes cluttered, and then people complain about that too. So even though I'm more of a minimalist person when it comes to design, I would rather have the buttons because I can just easily press it. And like I said, this is something that can easily be rectified as soon as, okay, that sport button really woke this sport button really woke this V6 up. Bro, I'm not blind.
I'm not talking about you. I ain't talking about you, man. I'm talking about the guy, man.
I see you. No, I understand. Not for you, though. Don't worry.
Trust. In this situation already. I have to use my reflex.
But this is only pushing 300 horsepower, and this vehicle has a curb weight of just under 4,100 pounds. Yet, this sport button has really honestly changed this truck. I mean, not this truck. I'm speaking of this truck in front of us. It has honestly really changed this Panamera, and that's crazy. Thinking about it because. Think about it. I'm like about with two of us in here, Robert in here, we're at like about 4,400 pounds in this vehicle, but yet it doesn't feel like 4,400 pounds encompassing weight at all, does it? Like for this to be 300 horsepower and 297 pound-feet of torque and naturally aspirated V6, no turbo, no supercharger, no assist in here. This is purely naturally aspirated. This is surprisingly quick.
Yeah.
For what it is. Like I said, it's relative. Obviously, it's not like, oh my god, this is a scary speed. It's nice speed, it's decent speed, it's ample speed, it's adequate, and it feels very good. And this, literally, like I said, Robert found a sport button for me and put it in sport mode. Because the reason why I've asked is because the Cayenne didn't have actually no, it did. It did have a sport button, but it didn't make it really much of a difference in the Cayenne. It just kind of, it just made the throttle more twitchy. And the throttle is definitely more responsive in here, but it feels a lot more linear than the 4.8 liter V8 in the Cayenne did, which is kind of backwards. I don't know. But again, that is a truck and this is a sedan, you know. And in many respects, this is kind of just the 911 with 2 extra doors. But overall, it feels real composed in here. Like, this is your genuine Porsche quality. Yeah, you have your leather on the dash. The materials are top notch. And I'm riding in supreme comfort, even in sport mode. It's not, the ride is not harsh, overly harsh, or overly stiff either, which is cool. And you don't really get too much of that, unfortunately. But it seems like Porsche has managed to understand a very good. Please go. That was nice. I said I'm really very impressed by this V6. I honestly am, because it doesn't really feel like a V6. Do a little bit of driving here, and it hugs these corners. I'll never forget. One time I went for a spirited drive late night on Sunset Boulevard. Anyone that lives in LA knows how twisty and fun Sunset Boulevard can get, especially when you're driving through going towards PCH. Very, very fun. I never forget this Panamera. I believe it was a Turbo S. This Panamera was hitting these corners unbelievably fast, to the point where I was uncomfortable. Personally, like I know my limits. Know your limits too, people, before you kill yourself or worse, kill yourself and hurt someone else. But this Panamera was hugging these corners and these bends so fast that that car looked like there was zero to next to none body sway in that vehicle. And now I kind of understand with that little bit of turn. And we weren't even going at any sort of speeds to really talk about, but there was no body rolling in that bend. It really wasn't. This is stunning to think about, that this sort of feedback and sportiness is coming from a vehicle that weighs 4,000 plus pounds and at the same time has 4 doors. I don't know of any other car that can really do that. Maybe an M5, maybe an E63, but I would be hard pressed to think that it could feel this composed. And what's even crazier is that this car is going on 8 years old. It's about to be 2019, people. And then, excuse me, and then it feels like this. Let's see, I'm gonna make this left turn right here. Oh man, there's a red right there. But this person's making a right, and I'm gonna have a green. But again, overall, this is the first sedan that I've driven yet so far where I can feel like it feels nothing less than a sports car. Which is crazy. I don't know. That feels really good. That feels really, really good. And there's another corner right here. How does this car feel so composed?
I don't know, let's just go ask the question.
Yo, shout out to YG, Porsche. I don't remember the verbatim. Remind me, Robert, you're supposed to remember. I was thinking of that song when YG was like, Porsche, sitting on 911, sitting on 4Gs, sitting on 911. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Who do you love? Dun, dun, dun. But anyway,
you should just put that song on right now and just put that as the, like, you know,
copyright.
intro.
Copyright.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, actually, you can, man. You know what? Forget it. You gotta get the acapella version. Shit. That's got to be.
This is. Wow, that person's loud. This is fun though. This is honestly really fun, and I can only imagine, like, honestly, I can only imagine how fast a Turbo S or even the GTS would be with this, because it feels so raw, so visceral. But yet, I'm so confused because I'm thinking, oh, this is a family sedan, this and that. But yet, this is every bit as exciting as any sport car I've driven yet. To a degree, obviously it's relative. But when you take into context what this is, able to haul 4 people in comfortability, in luxury, be pampered, not have to really worry about anything, and have a naturally aspirated engine with it, and feel the skid with a 7-speed Porsche dual clutch transmission.
And it should look good.
Now, unfortunately, I don't know if all Porsche Panameras are like this, but the back seats, well, it's not a bench per se, it's 2 individual seats. So it's kind of like captain style a little bit. So obviously there is no room with the hump in the middle. There's no one, no one can sit in the middle. Oh, there's an IC7. No one can sit in the middle in this car. So
that guy probably rented it.
damn, stall him out, are you? Damn, it's just how he's throwing shade. That was an IC7 though. I'm not. That looked like a Grand Sport though.
Yeah.
Not a Z06. But the Grand Sport is also really good too. At least not a Stingray. But anyway, back to the Panamera. I really do love this vehicle though. Like this is your nice, your classy executive type. I want to haul more than one person type and be sporty and fun at the same time. I really do enjoy this vehicle. I think this is, for the price, like, think about it for a moment. You want a sports car and you want a sedan to support your family and haul your family around, but yet you want something fun. I don't know if there's a much better option than this, to be honest.
Yeah, as long as you have 2 kids or something.
Like, think about it for a moment. These are the requirements: fast, sporty, luxury, comfortable, but yet at the flick of a button can make this sultry everyday driver turn into something that would catch many people off guard, as it did me. As I was carving up the canyons, caught me off guard as to how something that weighs so much was able to hang with me and go well beyond my current limits at that time. Because I don't pretend I'm the best driver in the world. I know my limits. But that guy, whoever you were, in that Porsche Panamera, you were hitting it around those corners, and salute to you, because you clearly knew what you were doing. At least I hope you didn't. You weren't just trying to show off, but but you clearly knew what you were doing. And I'll tell you one thing for sure: that this Panamera, that Panamera would definitely helps and definitely strokes your ego in terms of making you think that you're a better driver than you are. Because I'll tell you right now, just hitting some of those corners and those bends that you guys saw me did just a couple minutes ago, and then jumping into something like this, definitely boosts your confidence to levels that are very comfortable, because this car really tends to, it's like I said, it's honestly mind-boggling how this vehicle feels so composed and the way it does for it to be a sedan. It feels literally just like a sports car with 2 extra doors, and that is something very hard to do. And keep in mind too that this is not the 4S. This is the rear-wheel drive model. No extra weight here with that. No all-wheel drive. None of that. Just classic, pure rear-wheel drive fun, and yet it feels so composed on the road. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I do love this car, and if I was looking for a sedan that had those same aforementioned requirements as a family hauler, fun, luxury, haul obviously more than 3 people. Would you get this car, Robert?
Yeah. GTS version probably.
But this specific one, in terms of the trim model, like, would you get the, because the GTS obviously comes with a 4.8 liter V8.
Yeah, I actually would.
I would too, honestly. I would buy this car. I really would. That's how much I'm genuinely enjoying it.
I did the color, but I honestly actually enjoyed the whole car more so far. At first, I actually didn't really like the car. I was like, oh, it look weird, but like, after you drive it,
that's what I said too. A lot of people, especially when Porsche first brought this vehicle out, a lot of people hated how it looked. A lot of people thought it was ugly, thought it was this, thought it was that. I personally enjoy how it looks. I really don't mind the design styling. I enjoy it. It feels to me like it's just like a kind of an elongated Beetle Bug, or even an elongated 911. I just like it, you know. It's different. It has its presence because you know what it is. It doesn't really look like anything else on the road, personally, and that's what I like about many cars and design cues. But this, I don't know if you can. This car, the way it drives and makes you feel, I don't think it really matters how ugly you think this car is. If you drive it, I guarantee you it'll change your mind on everything about this car, because that's why they always say never judge a book by its cover. Because I know Robert definitely never thought that this car would drive the way it did. I had a overall opinion, a general thought about how it would drive because of what I've seen a Panamera do. Obviously that was a newer one. This is you know, the first generation, but that's even more mind-boggling to consider that this is the first iteration of this car and it feels like this, and this is one of the best driving cars I've driven. So I can only imagine how the newer Panameras look, or even the higher trim levels feel. I can tell you right now, I don't know if there's a better family car than this that can offer a fun drive. Like I said, this is not S-Class comfortableness, but it's in that zip code, and then on top of that, it offers a realm of sportiness that the S-Class could only ever dream of. And that's something that is amazing in and of itself. So with that said, I think I said everything I needed to about this Porsche. I give it honestly 2 thumbs up. This was a very lovely experience. This vehicle is available right here at CarLux. Shout out to my guy Robert, leaving me hanging.
Oh man, I thought you were just like this. I thought you were just like basically pointing. My bad.
The hell, like Nicki Minaj CEO.
You might have put that sad music and stuff.
But thank you so much for watching this video. It's your boy Jeameave with Views from the Heart. This vehicle is available at CarLux, and I'm pulling in. And hope you guys see you guys in the next video. Have a blessed one. See you in the next video. I'm out.